pledge that you do not believe in and will not participate in a boycott of the state of Israel.
So this video here, the basic premise is, first of all, you have Tucker Carlson, which is a good American, and then you have this Jewish liberal guy, which he's been talking a lot of things against Israel, and there's a whole series of these videos with him. And in this video, they say, it's amazing. There's a lot of senators and there's a lot of political groups in America that in order to do business with the government or to do business with that state, you have to sign a pledge that you will not boycott Israel. Now, these guys are like, oh my God, doesn't this go against freedom of speech? Wait. In the Torah, we have a very similar situation. We have a situation in Egypt where when the Jewish people were there, of course, everybody knows that Joseph saved Egypt and the world from starvation for 7 years. And when did the Jewish people get enslaved? It says, and a new king Pharaoh rose, which did not know Joseph. And Rashi explains, he may have not actually known about him, or he made himself as if he didn't know about him. So much so that some people say it's actually the same guy. He just decided one day to get up and pretend he doesn't know Joseph. What does it mean he doesn't know Joseph? He didn't recognize that the Jewish people saved Egypt. They turned it into whatever it was. When Egypt was in threat of starvation, Joseph was the one to set up all the food bunkers and to make order out of all the food and make sure that all the logistics worked out. And eventually he saved the civilization. He saved Egypt and he saved the entire world from starvation. So when Tucker Carlson and this person, this Jew, which of course did not choose the path of the Torah and righteousness, he's not an Orthodox Jew, an observant Jew, he does not observe the commandments in the Torah, and he has leftist liberal ideologies. So when these two sit together and talk smack and pretend like, oh, Israel is such a faraway country, and what does America have to do with that? America is built on Judeo-Christian values. We have found evidence of Jewish colonies in America going back to the 1500s, meaning that the moment Columbus hit the shores, even before the British even came here, we already have evidence of Jewish presence. And many people say that there's evidence to assume that Columbus was also a Jew, running away from Spain, running away from persecution. He just did it in a classy way. He got permission from the king and queen of Spain to get out of there. And we know that America is based on Judeo-Christian values. So to think that Israel is just some country very far away, and what's the connection between Israel and American politics? It's very safe to say that Jews and Christians, I would assume, that were running away from persecution, from political persecution of Spain, built America. And we know how amazing America is because of their run for freedom, for true freedom. Where does all that freedom come from? It comes from the Torah. And not just the Christian interpretation, the Jewish interpretation. The true proper freedom, leaving slavery, leaving Egypt, that comes from the Torah. So when we speak about civilization, America and Israel are the spearhead of civilization. We protect women's rights, we protect men's rights, whereas the leftist liberal that have partnered with the Palestinians, the extremist radical Muslims, the radical Muslims oppress the rights of the woman, and the radical feminists and liberals, they oppress the rights of the man. And together, they are in a team to destroy civilization as we know it. And America and Israel are fighting for civilization, are fighting to tell every man and woman in the world, you are important. Your life is important. Your time is important. The land you sit on is important. Your contribution to society is important. The day you were born is the day that God recognize that his world cannot be whole without you, without your soul coming down into this world. We are all about reminding everyone how important they are. So Israel is important, America is important, civilization is important, and we believe that we need to continue to build civilization, to continue to build faith, to continue to build trust between one another. Love and fear. That means love of God and fear of God, but also fear of punishment for those who are even thinking of doing evil deeds. So we need to continue to fight terrorism, no matter what kind. Whoever picks up a sword, you have to rise and wake up and kill them before they can attack you. This is what the Torah teaches us, and we talk about freedom. So I think that the partnership between America and Israel is a solid, correct, historically accurate partnership. I myself grew up in the United States, in Brooklyn, New York, and today I live on the Golan Heights in Israel with my family, my wife and kids. I think that the partnership of America and the United States and Israel is a amazing partnership. Of course, there are flaws in the American government. Of course, there are flaws in the Israeli government. We're not talking about that because those things can be resolved with elections and those things can be resolved with good campaigns. All in all, Israel and America are great allies, are great friends, and I truly hope that together they will quell the Hamas terrorists, and the world shall never know of the kinds of atrocities that the Jewish people experienced on October 7th. And hopefully all politicians and all leadership will work to really resolve this last issue in the Middle East. And hopefully Israel will become a very, very safe place. And a lot of Americans will be able to come tour here, come pray in the holy sites, get closer to God, in the merit that they helped quell this terrorist cell in America, in Israel, this Hamas and Hezbollah ideologies, this jealous and hateful ideology of violence for the betterment of all mankind. And I truly hope that in a very short amount of time, after Israel's done with their small campaigns here with Hezbollah and Hamas, that Israel will become an extremely safe place for all civilized people to come, to travel, and to enjoy, and of course to get closer to their Father in heaven. All the best.